Hey YouTube, OCG here from True Narukami. As many of you know, I used to have a Luquier reverse deck, and I have switched it into the Venus Luquier deck. So yeah, I will do a deck profile on this as well as show you a little mechanics of how to play this deck if you really want to hit for big numbers and possibly obliterate your opponent as he may not see this coming. So I'll first show you what cards I run in the deck, then I'll go into kind of some deck mechanics on how you can exactly play this deck to make a full usage of the cards in the deck. So yeah, I run free Venus Luquiers. This card's effect: limit break, counterblast 2, soul charge 2. You can call up to 5 units whose grade value totals up to 6 into separate rearguard slots. So I'll explain exactly how this kind of works later on. Just to be cross-ridden, I run 2 normal Luquiers. But yeah, I find that being cross-ridden or not cross-ridden in this deck isn't really too much of a big deal. But being cross-ridden is kind of just like a bonus, making 17k columns easier to guard. And then I run a free break rides, Miracle Pop Eva. So that's it for the grade 3s. I run 8 grade 3s. Now moving on to the grade 2s. I run 4 Upright Lions. This card is really amazing in this deck, as with Venus Luquier's Limit Break, you'll be constantly taking units out of the soul. This card effect, auto effect, whenever Silver Form Rearguard is taken out from the soul and placed into a rearguard slot, this unit gains 3k. And then I run 3 12k hitters and 4 Marachicas. I'm pretty sure you all know what this card effect does, so as BT12 did release a while ago in English, so I am not going to really state this effect for the sake of time. So I run, for those who couldn't count, I run 11 grade 2s. And for the grade 1s, run 2 Avas. I would maybe think about running 3, but for now I stick with 2. Then I run 4 Perfect Guards, 4 Irenas. You guys should all know what this card effect does. It's come out in BT12. But yeah, I am thinking of maybe bringing this down to 3 just so I could add in another Ava. And we have a new grade 1 unit that came out in BT15. This is Silver Thorn Selma. It's kind of like the Trapezes in the deck. Kind of like, yeah, exactly like Trapezes, except it's for Silver Thorns. So how this card works is when this card is placed in the rearguard circle, you can target a Silver Thorn monster, put it into soul, and take out another Silver Thorn unit that's in the soul. So this really works well with Lion, as I'll kind of explain how this you can make full effect usage of this card Selma, and also with Upright Lion. Now going on to the grade zeros. I pretty much use the rainbow trigger lineup. So your 4 draw, 4 crit, 4 stand, and 4 heal. And you'll notice all my triggers are silver thorns, because Venus Luquier's limit break effect requires a special counterblast. So you need silver thorn counterblast in order to limit break, which is exactly the reason why now I run all silver thorn triggers. And you might be wondering why I'm running the stand trigger. Well, you'll see exactly later why I run those stand triggers. And for the starting Vanguard, I use Silver Thorn Email. It's a new card from BT15. This card effect is an act ability. You can just move this unit right into Soul when you ride grade 1 if you really wish to. Its card effect is put this card into Soul, look at the top 5 cards of your deck, and you can put into Soul a grade 3, a grade 2, and a grade 1 Silver Thorn unit into the Soul. So this card works really well in the deck as well, because it gives Venus Luquier just units to play. And also, after you look at the top 5 and choose what you want to put in Soul, you get to shuffle your deck. So with Irina stacking those triggers at the bottom, and with Emo now being able to shuffle your deck, you may or may not be able to hit your trigger stack earlier than you would wish to. Now I'll show you kind of how some play styles or play moves that you can do. So this card, Eva, comes really effective when you break ride. So you say you have an empty field, and or say you have something like this. So you have Eva and Emo. Then it's your turn. So for the units in the Soul, I'll not really gonna actually put it in the Soul. I'm just gonna take it out from the side to show you what units to aim for to pull. So you'll break ride Venus Luquier. Then you can move Email into Soul and look for your top of your deck. Then you limit break, you'll Soul Charge 2. And then what units you could call out would be, I would prefer you would call out 2 Upright Lions. I'm sorry if you can't really see it. My camera angle can't really handle this. But I'll try to do what you can so you can get a better view. So that's already grade 4, right? Then you can grab 2 Selmas, right, and place those behind the lions. And you can get an Email, right? So you just called out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units from the Soul, right? But Upright Lion doesn't count itself, right? So Upright Lion will only get 4 stacks of the 3K. So now it will gain 12K. But what's even better, it can gain more. Because of Selma's effect, you can now target email and put that into Soul, and you can grab something like Aria, right, and place it. Then you can use this effect. Or I'm not too sure if you can use the effect. It really depends on the timing because of the other Selma, but I guess you can pick which one goes first maybe. But maybe you want to check up on the ruling on that. But in case you can't, it doesn't really matter, because you can activate the other Selma and move Irina back into Soul and take it back out. So now you just gain an additional 2 stacks on both your upright lions. So if you do the math correctly, now it's 6 times 3,000, which is 18k. So unboosted, your upright lions are hitting for 27k. Right, so with the Selma booster behind it, it's hitting for 34. So you'll hit 34, then you'll hit with the Vanguard. Depending if you're cross-ridden or not, it'll be probably 21 to 23, and if you're gonna boost, it'll be probably 28 to 30k. Now, here is where you can either be really ballsy and hope for a stand trigger, or you don't risk it at all. If you want to play the risky style, this is what you would do. You would take both Selmas that were behind the lines, put those into Soul because of Eva's Break Ride effect. When the Vanguard attacks, you can put 2 Pale Moon units into Soul. So you target the 2 Selmas, right? Then you will target the Vanguard booster and put it into Soul and take it back out. But since the Vanguard already attacks, you can't boost the Vanguard, right? And then you do it again with the other Selma, put in and take out, right? So now the upright lines, because it did not go back in and come back out of the Soul, it now has 10 stacks on it. So now it's a 39k beach stick unboosted. So all you need to hope for now, if the Vanguard attacks, hitting for either 21k or 23k, that's still pretty good. What's good about it is if you're ballsy enough, it makes your rearguard attacks stronger, assuming you hit 2 stand triggers on your drive checks. Right? So if you hit 2 stand triggers, right, you could either, if the opponent perfect guards or 2 to guard, you can put all the power on the Vanguard and stand your 2 upright lions, right? Because now it has 10 stacks, it's 39k unboosted. With the Selma behind it, now you just created 2 45k columns on the side because you got 2 stand triggers on your drive checks. Right? Assuming your opponent perfect guards, right, you could power stand upright lion, so it will hit for, if I'm doing the math correctly, 39 plus 5 is 44, plus the 7k booster behind it, you'll have 51 and 51. Right. So if you were following me, your attacks would have been 34k, 34k, 21 or 23k depending if you're cross-ridden or not. Then depending on where you put the 5k power, right, it's either going to be 46k, or it's going to be 51k. So that pretty much will break down your opponent's hand size. Now, assuming you're not ballsy enough to do it, right, it still is 34k, 30k, and then because of Selma's effect, you can move the lines back in and out. So if you do it at the same time, activate both Selma's effects at the same time, so the lines will come back out at the same time and get the plus 3k bonus, I believe. So it will be 19 and 19. Or if you get triggers, right, you can split those triggers and it'll be 24-24. So that's still pretty good. So I hope now you kind of understand why I run stand triggers in the deck. Selma works really well in this deck, especially if you have it in Soul, because it creates pretty much really early game pressure. So say you had Selma in Soul and had like a field, something like this when you're on grade 2. Like say you have Maraca and you had like Barking Lion, right? So you could boom, swing for 12. Right, and then if it's assuming you have booster, it's boom, swing for 14 or 16. So that forces your opponent to really guard this, because if you have counterblast, you just counterblast and take Selma out, target this line, put it in Soul, and take it back out, and you get hit again for 19. This also works really well with Ava, especially when it's boosting the Vanguard, because it'll constantly force them to want to maybe guard the Vanguard attack so you don't get another attack. So this works really well early game and even possibly late game. I've won many games just because of having early game pressure and also having Alva as a booster. And also with the Barking Lion combo I just showed earlier. Unfortunately, due to my work situation, I will be stepping down from Vanguard, so I won't be really making any decks anymore. But I will continue to like support my community by importing in the Japanese stuff, because currently there's no card shop around our community that is doing it for us at the moment. So that's it for this deck profile, and this deck is for sale if anybody is interested, but do be expecting to spend a lot of money on it, because I did spend a lot of time and effort into this deck, pretty much like SPing the whole deck out. So yeah, your Break Rides, they're all SP'd out. I have 3 of them. And both Luquiers are SP'd out as well. And 2 out of the 3 Venus Luquiers are SP'd out as well. I am trying to find the 3rd SP Luquier, but right now it doesn't seem I'd be able to find it, as it's currently sold out on all the online stores that I usually buy my singles off. But that's it for now. So if you like this deck profile, give it a thumbs up. If you have suggestions on how I could change this deck up to better suit your needs or your playstyle, do so as well. I'm definitely up to learning from other players. But and also do please subscribe to our YouTube channel. I have been planning to do a giveaway for the longest time. Once we hit, I believe I said it was 100 subscribers. So yeah, peace.